Library 2.0 is a loosely defined model for a modernized form of library service that reflects a transition within the library world in the way that services are delivered to users. The focus is on user-centered change and participation in the creation of content and community. The concept of Library 2.0 borrows from that of Business 2.0 and Web 2.0 and follows some of the same underlying philosophies. This includes online services like the use of OPAC systems and an increased flow of information from the user back to the library. With Library 2.0, library services are constantly updated and re-evaluated to best serve library users. Library 2.0 also attempts to harness the library user in the design and implementation of library services by encouraging feedback and participation. Proponents of this concept, sometimes referred to as radical trust, expect that the Library 2.0 model for service will ultimately replace traditional, one-directional service offerings that have characterized libraries for centuries. The term Library 2.0 was coined by Michael Casey on his blog LibraryCrunch as a direct start-off of the terms Business 2.0 and Web 2.0. Casey suggested that libraries, especially public libraries, are at a crossroads where many of the elements of Web 2.0 have applicable value within the library community, both in technology-driven services and in non-technology-based services. In particular, he described the need for libraries to adopt a strategy for constant change while promoting a participatory role for library users. Library 2.0 made its conference debut at Internet Librarian 2005 in October 2005, when Michael Stevens of St. Joseph County Public Library addressed the idea in relation to the typical library website. A September 2006 article in Library Journal titled, Library 2.0, Service for the Next Generation Library, begins by expressing the benefit of Library 2.0 to library administrators and taxpayers as providing more efficient ways of delivering services to achieve greater returns on financial investments. The article continued by asserting that the much-discussed Library 2.0 is important for librarians as it may radically change our customer service and interaction. With Library 2.0, library services are frequently evaluated and updated to meet the changing needs of library users. Library 2.0 also calls for libraries to encourage user participation and feedback in the development and maintenance of library services. The active and empowered library user is a significant component of Library 2.0. With information and ideas flowing in both directions, from the library to the user and from the user to the library, library services have the ability to evolve and improve on a constant and rapid basis. The user is participant, co-creator, builder and consultant, whether the product is virtual or physical. An advantage in pursuing digital services is that the library can target more people, including those who may not have previously used the library service. A concern that Library 2.0 is trying to address is that potential users turn to Google and Wikipedia because they are good enough, and perceive libraries to be slow and irrelevant. Some concerns about Library 2.0 relate to access to technology, privacy and security. For example, Casey and Savastinic suggest allowing patrons to tag or blog anonymously. In 2006, Steve Lawson, Humanities Liaison Librarian, wrote a blog post entitled, A Library 2.0 Skeptics Reading List, collected links to blogs which discuss these concerns. Lawson says, I'm not anti-Library 2.0. I like to think of Library 2.0 as a continuing conversation about the future of libraries, and it makes sense to me to try to round up some voices that challenge Library 2.0 conventional wisdom. Another concern is that the adoption of Web 2.0 technologies can allow users to spread hate speech and cyberbullying.